Okay, first grade friends, it's great to see you. It's Friday. We've made it through another week. You are going to need your reading fluency book this afternoon and opened up to the story Feathers. All right, so remember that we've been spending this week reviewing our skills, specifically EE and EA patterns. And we've also been really talking about reading with fluency, accuracy, and expression. We do all of those things so we can read for meaning. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off with feathers. We are going to be working on the comprehension questions today. Your assignment will also be to do your hot read, your Friday read. So you've been practicing this story throughout the week, and today is your hot read. So you want to see how much growth did you make? How much further can you read? How much more accurate are you, and how much more expression are you able to read with? So you're going to have this open for yourself. I'm going to read it to you, and then you're going to read it at home. Remember, this is not a race. It's not a competition. You're not trying to beat me. You're reading along with me at home. Once we're done with that, we're going to go on to the comprehension questions. Here we go. Put your reading finger on feathers. Ready? Swoop down to the first word. A bird has different kinds of feathers. Each feather does a job. It has a purpose. The shape of the feather is important. The size of the feather is important. Some feathers are tiny. Birds have feathers on their eyelids. These feathers are very small. Some feathers are long. The tail of a peacock has really long feathers. Some feathers help birds fly. Some feathers give the bird its shape. Some birds have lots of feathers because where they live is cold. They need the feathers to keep warm. Some birds lose their feather, only for them to grow back again. This is called molting. Birds molt so they always have nice feathers to help them fly. Birds like to preen. This is when they spend time making sure their feathers are in the right spot. Preening is important. It keeps the birds clean. It oils their feathers. It hooks them back into place. Awesome. All right. Pause the video here. You're going to do your hot read. After you've done that and you've marked it on the chart at the beginning, and right here on Friday, talked about how many more words you were able to read, how was your accuracy and expression. Come on back because we're going to go on to the comprehension questions. So make sure you have your book open to those. All right, let's take a look at the comprehension questions. We'll be coming back because we want to always refer back to our story to make sure our answers are correct. So let's take a look at the first question. Remember when we were writing word sentences and writing our answers in complete sentences, we always want to make sure we use part of our sentence, part of our question, and our answers. So what birds might have long feathers? Well, let's go back to our story. We start up here. These birds are very small. Some feathers are long. The tail of a peacock has really long feathers. So I think that answers our question. What bird might have very long feathers? Well, a peacock. Let's write this together. Now, remember, we're going to use capitals, organization, punctuation, and spelling. The peacock. And if we're not sure how to spell a word, go ahead and look back at your story. The peacock might have very long feathers. Okay, so let's check capital, spacing between your words, punctuation at the end. A good reader rereads their work. The peacock might have very long feathers. I think everything's spelled correctly. How's your work? All right, let's go on to number 2. Why do birds need feathers? Now, I think there were a couple reasons in our story why birds need feathers. Well, one, we know that they need feathers to fly. It talked about that, helps them fly. It also talked about keeping them warm. Earlier today, we talked about how in one of my groups, it even helps them keep their shape. It talks about that in there as well. So we're going to talk about flying and keeping warm. Why do birds need feathers? So we'll start with birds. Read it with me. Birds need feathers to fly and to keep, let's make that K better, warm. Okay, let's reread. Birds need feathers to fly and to keep warm. Capital, spacing and handwriting looks good. Punctuation, and it looks like all of my words are spelled correctly. Make sure you check yours. All right, let's look at the last one. Why is preening important? Well, first of all, that was a new vocabulary word. So it talks about what preening is. Birds like to preen. This is when they spend time making sure all their feathers are in the right spot. Now that's what it is, but why is it important? Preening is important. It keeps the bird clean. So there it is. Why is it important? It keeps the bird clean. Why is preening important? We're going to start with the word preening. Ready? Preening is important. All right, do you remember why was it important? Preening is important to keep the birds clean. There's another one of those EA words. All right, let's reread. Preening is important to keep the birds clean. Capital, handwriting and organization, punctuation, and it looks like all of my words are spelled correctly. Good work. There's our comprehension questions for today. All right, friends, have a great weekend. Make sure you do that hot read, keep practicing, and we'll see you all soon. Bye.